We just identified that when we log in, the response from the Authentication API returns an attribute called isAdmin, and that the value is null. One thing we know already from the mobile app is that there are clearly no admin controls. It's a very simple app. We've been all through it. Nothing of an admin nature is evident. But we also know that we can control this response from the server. We did it earlier with Fiddler script. Let's go back there and modify this guy. Now this is a response from the server. So clearly we're going to want to go down to onBefore response. And as it happens, I have a little bit of script down here that's going to do just what we need. I'm going to comment this guy out and then we'll talk through it. So similar sort of deal to what we did earlier, where we looked at the headers and we made sure that we're only looking at content types that are application JSON. And then what it's doing is it's looking for when the isAdmin attribute is set to null, and instead it is going to make it true. So if we save this script and now we go and log in again, we'll be identified as an admin, and if that has any functional value, we'll get a different experience. Let me close the app and then I'll go back and start it up again and we'll log back in. Now of course what we're really doing here is circumventing the server-side control that would determine if I am indeed an admin. So normally, somewhere in the server, if I had admin rights, my identity would be sitting in an admin role. We're going to tell the client that that's the case, even though it's not. Here go the usual requests that we see when the app first starts. Let's go back to the Lamborghini and we will go down to login to comment. Same email. Same password. Now let's log back in and see what happens. Now just before I talk about what we see in the app, let's just go down and have a look at this login request. We'll go to Inspectors, and here we can see that isAdmin is now true. We haven't hacked the server or done anything nasty at the source of the API. We have just simply changed the message that's been sent to the mobile app. So I'll flick back over to the mobile app, and because we've changed that message, there is now one subtle new thing on the screen. We've got some ellipses down here in the bottom right, and if I hit those guys, we've now got a link to admin. So effectively what's happened is we've had the admin navigation turned on. So think back to the slide we just saw, the server-side authorization. There's nothing here to suggest that that doesn't work just fine in terms of the login. We logged in, it came back and said I was not an admin. We got a null. But now think about the other part of that diagram, the client-side authorization. The client has trusted that HTTP layer I referred to, and it's trusted it enough to start turning on admin features just by virtue of the response it received, the response which we can manipulate. Now again, and as I said in the previous module, this in itself is not necessarily a bad thing. For a feature like this, it's okay just to show this admin link based on the response. Clearly, there is nothing here of a sensitive nature. So whilst we've illustrated that diagram quite well in terms of the differences between server-side authorization and client-side authorization, we haven't really done anything of a nefarious nature. However, let's now move on and see what exists behind that admin link.